Here we go, my cigar-smoking, fancy car-driving, lady-killing ass. I'm not Andrew Tate. What I am, you degenerates, is a ventriloquist figure preformed by the artist currently known as BJD. BJ has a message. Actually, two messages before today's presentation begins. The first is that there is not one of you fools out of 100 out there watching that is going to hook up with a girl that is rated as a 6 or more in current 2024 society. And furthermore, not going to be able to attain the status of top G. Not by a damn sight.
Andrew Tate is very mean.
I'm not Andrew Tate. On with the presentation, and I will be along periodically just to ensure audience retention levels, and as well be back at the end for a special announcement. Yes, BJ must truly stay one step ahead of you degenerates at all times. Manta, also known as San Pablo de Manta, is an Ecuadorian city, capital of the homonymous canton, as well as the largest and most populated city in the province of Manabí. It is located in a bay, which has given it the characteristic of an international port on the coast of the Pacific Ocean. In the center of the coastal region of Ecuador, and with an arid climate warm of 25.5 degrees on average, it is called the tuna capital of the world, for its important tuna production, which is one of Ecuador's main export products. At the 2022 census, it had a population of 258,697, making it the 7th most populous city in the country. The city is the nucleus of the metropolitan area of Manabí Centro, along with the provincial capital, Puerto Viejo. The conurbation is also made up of nearby towns and rural parishes. The conglomerate is home to 790,960 inhabitants and occupies the 4th position among Ecuador's conurbations. It was founded in 1534 by Francisco Pacheco, but it was at the beginning of the 20th century due to its geographical location, which positioned it as one of the main ports of the country, when it presented an accelerated demographic growth until it established a large urban town, which would later be one of the main urban centers of the nation. It is one of the most important economic, industrial, financial, and commercial centers of Ecuador. The main activities of the city are commerce and the fishing industry, where tuna fishing stands out. Vegetable oil companies and maquiladoras also stand out. The man of this tribe was characterized by having an aquiline nose, which was pierced to put on nose rings. The ears were also pierced to adorn them with earmuffs. Fronto-occipital cranial deformations were made. Among its main activities are agriculture, having found agricultural terraces in the hills of Hojas and Jupe. They also hunted deer, peccaries, llamas, ducks, and trade. A large number of shells have been found, which were used to make hooks and ornaments. The woman was dedicated to the cultivation of corn, cassava, beans, potatoes, chili peppers, pumpkins, peanuts, and the elaboration of ceramics. Ancient yokai, according to Marshall Saville, stretched several miles along the shore of the Pacific Ocean. Numerous ruins of houses and temples are located in the Jabonchilo, Hojas, and Bravo hills, indicating a large population. The Mantas were polytheists. Cieza de Leon testifies to a great religiosity. They made human sacrifices and burned incense in their temples. They had a goddess with healing powers. She was an emerald the size of an ostrich egg that they called Umina, and they offered her smaller emeralds to receive health from her. It is presumed that they had a goddess of fertility, who is depicted on numerous stone stelae, seals, and other pieces of pottery, called by scientists Venus of the Hills. In February 1534, the expedition commanded by Pedro de Alvarado arrived at the port of Manta. The group was made up of 11 boats, 450 men, and some women, the priest Fray Hadoko Rique, Central American Aborigines, and said to have about 200 horses. Alvarado set fire to the town, plundered the village, and took the chief of the tribe, Ligua Tohali, and other Indians as prisoners because he did not find the Umiña and the treasures that were said to exist in this place. Chief Ligua Tohali was hanged on the way to Pajan. It is said that Manta was founded in 1563 by President Hernando de Santillan of the Real Audiencia de Quito, who ordered it to be founded under the name of San Pablo de Manta. This locality was the port chosen by Charles-Marie de la Condamine on his arrival in Ecuador when he led the French geodesic mission in order to accurately measure the locality of the equinoctial line in 1735. From this port, Condamine continued on his way to Quito. About Manta, Charles-Marie de la Condamine had this to say, quote, "We were left alone in Manta, Monsieur Bouguer and I. We proposed to observe the equinox by a new method of Monsieur Bouguer's, to recognize the point through which the equator passed, to fix by the observation of the lunar eclipse of March 26, the totally unknown longitude of this coast, the westernmost of South America, and to examine the country to which our operations of measuring the equator were to conduct us. Other motives were added to these first purposes. We wanted to look on the beaches of the coast for a comfortable terrain for measurements and suitable to serve as a basis for our geometrical determinations. We must not waste the opportunity of observing the atmospheric refractions of the torrid zone by taking advantage of the view of the horizon of the sea, from which we were soon to move away in a country of mountains. Finally, it was very appropriate to do the experience of the pendulum of seconds at sea level and in the middle of the equinoctial line. All of this was completed in less than a month. Monsieur Bouguer was chiefly occupied with the examination of refractions which he had begun at the Petit Goave, and as he had not been able to land the quadrant that was destined for him, I let him use the radio foot of which I was the depositary. I determined the point on the coast where it is cut by the equator. It is a point called Palmar, where I engraved on the most protruding rock an inscription for the use of sailors. When we landed at Manta, we had been warned to beware of snakes, which are very common and dangerous. The first night we slept on land, I saw one suspended on one of the rafters of the reed hut, where we had spread our hammocks. They don't hurt as long as they don't touch them. The Indians who go barefoot are the most at risk. Charles-Marie de la Condamine. Unquote. That will do it for this one. If you would like us to exploit or make goofy jokes about something other than sports, please leave feedback via the comment section below. If you prefer us to direct our talents towards provocative Reddit stories, unusual stuff posted on Twitter do make your voice heard below. Being that BJ is living off his savings and I am an artificially engineered figure E. We have all day to scour the internet for these types of diamonds in the muff. Diamonds in the rough. Okay. Well, for BJ, D, this is the Andrew Tate puppet, saying don't simp, don't cuck. Say no to dope and be kind to animals. As for what you do to humans, I could care less. And see you in the next. To make a personal request, receive channel merchandise, or to just hook a brother up, hit up the Cash App on the screen, or make a contribution to the PayPal shown on the screen.